It's Tuesday, and Tuesday on BookTube is a day for doing tags. And I have a tag for you. This is the Brontë Novel Tag, created by Melinda, the wonderful Melinda at Web of Stories, who tagged me. I'm delighted to do this. Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights is one of my favourite books. And the only other one I have of the Brontes is Jane Eyre at the moment. I have read Anne Bronte's novels, but I don't have them to hold up. I do also have a book of Emily Bronte's poems. The night is darkening around me. My name is Jim. This is my channel, Books, Reading and Stuff. All the prompts are related to the novels of the Bronte sisters. The first prompt is from AGNES GREY by Anne Bronte. The prompt: a book about a woman or about women in the workplace. For this, I would choose George Gissing's The Odd Women. The title, The Odd Women, refers to the discrepancy between the number of men and the number of women in the population in the late 19th century. There are far more women than men because of the Boer War and various dangerous activities men have been doing. And if you're a woman in the 19th century, if you're a middle-class woman, there was very few opportunities for you apart from to get married. And because there was a discrepancy between the sexes, there were not enough men to go around. Women could be governesses, like AGNES GREY was a governess, teachers, nurses, or ladies' companions, but this was about all that was open to them. The Odd Women is about a new profession, that of typewriting. The typewriter was a recent invention, and there's a secretarial school in London, and one of the characters enrolls in the secretarial school where they learn how to type. Prompt 2, Jane Eyre, a coming of age centered on a female character. For this, I go with Sarah Waters' Tipping the Velvet. This is about an oyster girl, Nanking, who is captivated by the musical phenomenon Kitty Butler, a male impersonator extraordinaire treading the boards in Canterbury. Through a friend at the box office, Nan manages to visit all the shows and finally meet her heroine. Soon after, she becomes Kitty's dresser, and the two head for the bright lights of London, where they have a falling out, and it's about Nan's coming of age in London. Prompt 3, The Professor. A book by a favourite author that is not your favourite. For this, I go with The Housemaid's Wedding by Freida McFadden. I really liked The Housemaid and a lot of the other Freida McFadden books, but this one just felt like it was trying to cash in on the success of The Housemaid. The Housemaid's Wedding is really a short story, not a full novel. Death threats on a wedding day. Ironic? I guess not if you're Millie, who has a reputation for saving women from terrible marriages, has made a host of enemies in the process. She's marrying Enzo, the Sicilian hunk from The Housemaid, who's helped her out of a few scrapes. But this just felt like it was cashing in on the success of The Housemaid and The Housemaid's Secret. This fits in between novels 2 and 3 in the series, and I wasn't impressed. Prompt 4, Shirley, a book about female friendship. For this, I got the dystopian novel The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. Offred, the main character's friendship with Moira, which goes back to their pre-Gilead days, continues to sustain Offred through memories, and Moira's rebellious spirit serves as inspiration even after they're separated. There's also the relationship between the different handmaids, particularly during their walks to the store, creating a small amount of connection between them, although they are heavily monitored at the time. And there's also a connection between the Marthas, the domestic servants, the women who are acting as domestic servants, and their connections between each other. Prompt 5, The Tenant of WILDFELL HALL, a book about someone in a toxic relationship or recovering from a toxic relationship. There's also possibilities here. I could suggest Wuthering Heights for toxic relationships. I could suggest Tess the D'Urbervilles. Tess is in a very toxic relationship with her rapist, but I think I'll go with my dark Vanessa. Vanessa is in a boarding school, and she has a relationship with her teacher. This is, she was groomed, and then she's looking back on this relationship a long time later, realizing that this wasn't a healthy relationship. This is like a Lolita story in reverse, told from the Lolita's perspective. Prompt number 6, Villette. A book about a character in a new land. And for this I go for some characters in a new land in Margaret Peanut of BookTube, her book The Keening. We follow a family of crofters from Scotland, from the Isle of Mull, who are forced off their land by the landlord who wants to put the land over to sheep farming. And first they move to Glasgow, and then they move across the sea to Nova Scotia, New Scotland in Canada. Prompt number 7, Wuthering Heights. A book where a house or other building plays a major role. And for this I immediately thought of Daphne du Maurier's Jamaica Inn. Jamaica Inn and Wuthering Heights have a similar vibe. They have these gothic elements. They got these isolated buildings on the moors, the desolate moors, the psychological terror, the supernatural elements. Jamaica Inn is set on the windswept Bodmin Moor, while Wuthering Heights takes place on the Yorkshire moors, of course. And in Jamaica Inn we have this landlord. He's a dangerous male character, Joss Merlin. Like Heathcliff, he's very dark, powerful and threatening and capable of some great cruelty. And there's also the strong female protagonists like Mary Yellen and Catherine Earnshaw in their respective books. Headstrong women who must navigate dangerous circumstances and difficult relationships. Finally, who do I tag? I'll tag Margaret Peanut, who wrote The Keening. I'll tag Debs at Raina Reads Stuff. And if you like these prompts, I tag you. If you enjoyed this video, and give it a thumbs up. This will help me with the YouTube algorithm. And I shall see you in the next video. Goodbye.